snowy here in Michigan, so let's try snow dyeing for the first time. What do you do with your hands when you talk? Alright, so if you know me, you know that there is a 100% chance that you have seen me wear this dress within the past few years. By now, it's not really looking as crisp as it was when I bought it. There's definitely some weird coffee stains and armpit stains. I have no shame, I've got weird armpits. Now granted, this might be the first time you're meeting me, and welcome. But all of that makes this dress the perfect candidate for ice dyeing. And to take a page out of my own book, which
available at Amazon, Anthro, Barnes & Noble, Bookshop.org, Powell's, Target, Walmart, and your local bookstore.
even if you live in a not so colorful place, you can be the one who brings the vibrancy. Clothing, makeup, and accessories can all be used as tools to ensure that you see the color you want in the world. So I have my dye here, and I have an orange, a pink, and a yellow. I'm going for a warmer palette, a happier palette to offset those winter grays. So let's go outside and grab some snow. So because I've never done this before, I'm going to try two different application methods. The first one, I added dye to the napkin first, and then the second one, I'm going to put the snow on first and then put the dye on top of the snow. I'm trying this on napkins first before I try it on my dress, just so I can experiment a little bit and see which method I like, if they're different at all. I've got the snow ready. I definitely probably should have used a different tray, but I'm just gonna put it in the sink and let all the overflow melt into the sink. But let's take this in and have the snow melt and see what comes of it. Alright, so the snow has melted. I've rinsed everything in cold water, put them in the dryer, and now we can take a look at the results and see how the methods vary. But let's take a look at option A first. Now this was the one where I put the dye directly on the napkin and then put the snow on top. So the two things that I see about it are that the dye, like granule beads, didn't tend to blend into the fabric as organically as option B. You can see here where the beads were, and that's kind of fun if you're going for like a confetti look. I don't know if it looks as intentional as I want. Here's a look. Does it look like a dress? Does it look like something you'd want to wear as a dress? I don't know. I love how bright the colors came through. This yellow is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's so pretty, especially if you were going something for very bright and very bold. I like it. There's more white space, which is nice, but I don't know if I love it. So this is option A. So moving over to option B here, this came out, and granted, I did use more dye on option B, accidentally, but more dye was applied to option B, so I think that's why there's more white space on option A than option B. But I do think the method of putting the snow on first and then the dye on gives you a much softer blend of the dyes into the fabrics, and it looks so beautiful and it looks very intentional without looking too tie-dye. So let me try it on for you. But this is what option B looks like. I think one thing, if I do this method, which I'm leaning towards putting the snow on first and then the dye on top, which is classically how you would do ice dyeing, so it makes sense that it would work that way. But I think one thing that I would like to do is a blend of incorporating more yellow, because right now the orange is very dominant, and I would like to see just a little more yellow and a little more of that pink really pop through because the orange is taking over. But these are the results from the napkins, and I think I'm leaning towards option B for the dress. So now that we have the method, it is time to take the dress outside, add some snow, add some color, because what is the worst that can happen? So let's go. All right, so this is how the dress turned out. This old thing? Oh. I'd love to show you this styled outside of my office, but you saw the weather. I will not be leaving my house until spring. So I'm pretty happy with how everything came out. I mean, at least the positive is that my armpits look like they're supposed to be that color. So that's a win in my book, honestly. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.